17-year-old Indian girl killed for wearing jeans during Hindu ritual. On July 19th, Neha Paswan, a 17-year-old girl, was beaten by her extended relatives, including her grandfather and uncles, rendering her unconscious. Her assailants told her mother that she was being taken to the hospital. The next day, her body was found hanging from a bridge. Shakuntala Devi, Neha's mother, explained that her daughter had been admonished many times by her grandfather and other male relatives about her wearing of Western clothes. Her mother stated she had kept a day-long religious fast. In the evening, she put on a pair of jeans and a top and performed her rituals. Reports have not been specific regarding the cause of Neha's death. According to Shriyash Tripathi, a senior police officer, several arrests have been made. A total of 10 people were arrested, including members of her extended family, such as her grandfather and 2 uncles. It is unclear whether Neha died due to the beating or if she was killed by hanging.
I don't even know what to say to this. This is insane. I mean, I'm lost for words. I don't know. What do you have anything to say to this? I don't have anything to say right now.
I mean, I've been going through a period of some weeks where I'm feeling a little black-pilled by religion. I just think religious conservatism is, I don't even have like words in English to explain how just the rage I feel towards religious tradition, and any desire to maintain tradition. This is like ostensibly an honor killing, for not maintaining, specific culture, whether it is how you dress, how you practice your religion. And it's disgusting. There is no justification for this, obviously, although you'd be shocked to see how many women actually try to rationalize this kind of behavior. I think any conception of honor is a detriment to human prosperity. I hate this idea of collective honor. It is deadly. It is harmful. I don't understand how it's incomprehensible to me, like how people think this way. It's so heartbreaking that you would kill a child over wearing denim jeans. Apparently, this had been a fight that had occurred in her family many times, where they don't like the fact that she would wear Western clothes. And she would reply, or reportedly reply, "Jeans are meant to be worn."
Sounds like she was a badass, yeah.
Yeah. And to think that this is the response, it just makes my brain short circuit. I can't believe that there are people who think that there is value in religious conservatism. I can't believe that people think that there is value in societal structures based on honor and saving face. It is, I can't think of like anything positive that comes from it. It makes me so upset to think about, this young girl who I think it was reported that she wanted to become a police officer, like who has, at least relative to her environment, progressive values of like, I want to wear what I want. Jeans are meant to be worn. Like how harmless is that statement? that she's not it like just the desire to snuff out literally like any form of progress within your family, within your community, within your culture. It in this form, it's so horrible. I mean, there's some other details of this that I can get into, but I want to get. What did you have to say?
Were they arrested and all? Like, if I missed that part. The
Yeah,
people who
there's
did
been a
this?
total of 10 people arrested, reportedly, including those who allegedly were involved with beating her. They beat her with, I think they're called lathis. They're these like big, heavy wooden poles that the Indian police use for crowd control. And there was a situation where apparently she was rendered unconscious from the beating by her own family, and then it was the details are a little bit murky, but I think some of the people responsible for her beating were the ones who took her to the hospital. However, quote unquote, they took her to the hospital. They refused to let her mother go with them to the hospital. They wouldn't let her go, and she's like, why aren't you gonna let me go? This is my child. Like, and then the next day is when they found her hanging off of a bridge. And it's almost certainly her family that did this to her. And then the next day, that's how they found her. So they still don't, there's no reports yet on whether it was the beating or the hanging that killed her.
So there might be some Hindus who want to come and say, first of all, Susanna is very careful to keep saying allegedly or reportedly so she's very careful with her language, so thank you for that, Susanna. So if anybody wants to complain about that, they're not even listening. But also, if everything is accurate, but some Hindus might then try, some, not all, try to say that this is not part of, has nothing to do with Hinduism, that this whole honor culture thing has been introduced to India because of the Islamic and British Empire, right? That's the common excuse that people bring, that this whole honor killing, which is, first of all, it's nonsense. If you do read Hindu scripture, you can see that there's a lot of control and over women, misogyny, honor culture within Hindu scripture itself. So there's that. Okay, I mean, Rama got his own wife burned just for honor and all, right? So this is actually behavior of the Hindu gods.
It's all throughout the mythology. It's all throughout the legends. You can't deny it.
Yeah, but also even the idea, like, even if it was true that it was only introduced to India because of Islam and the British Empire, I mean, I'm pretty sure it had some major influence, right? The thing is that, well, that is the culture right now in India, right? Of course, even if it was part of, like, even if you say, like, okay, even when I say, like, some of it is from Hinduism itself, well, Hinduism, the people who brought those ideas were outsiders as well. They were the Indo-Europeans that were separate from the people responsible from the Indus Valley civilization. So, whatever culture your nation has, it was obviously influenced by outside, sources of influence. Obviously, every country is like that, right? Well, but the thing is that some of it is internal, some of it is from outside, but it's crap right now. Okay, this is like, you could keep arguing over how much of it is from Hinduism, how much of it is because of the British influence, how much of it is because of the Islamic Empire's influence, and how much of it is like cultural stuff that is not religion. Well, it's all of those. There is, what you have in India right now. It's a mix of All of those things have an influence, right? And but the thing is that it's crap right now. It's, and we're not saying it based on this one anecdotal evidence, right? When it comes to how women are treated in India, is horrible. Is one of the worst countries in the world when it comes to how women are treated and how they're supposed to behave, and the misogyny and the ownership over women, and
Hmm.
the honor culture, and all of those, and you have to deal with it. You can't, the first part of solving this is to not dance around making excuses and just admit that your country has a problem. Okay, if you love your country, the best way you can serve it is to not make excuses for the problems that it has.
Hmm.
You know, you're not serving your country by trying to do a PR, and if you are more worried about how your country is being perceived internationally than actually fixing the problems of your country, then you
Hmm.
are a problem to your country. You are part of the problem because you care so much about the imagery rather than actually making
Instead of the
people's lives
quality
better.
of life of your own citizens and the
Yeah,
safety of children in your country.
yeah.
Very, very
Anyway,
well put. Yeah. I just wanted to highlight that story because I think, I don't know, I feel like people have it's kind of a PC thing, like less of a impetus in the West to criticize other cultures or countries, especially those that were previously colonized. And it's important that we talk about the women who are victims to this across the world, because if we don't talk about it, then they died in vain. If we don't talk about this with an intention to call it out as despicable, condemn those who did these acts, and make it clear to communities that this is unacceptable and reprehensible behavior, then she died for nothing. Well, that's kind of a bad way to put it. It's not like she made an intent. She made the decision to die for something, but it's the only way that we can improve the situation.
yeah, yeah. India, get your crap together.
Yeah, it's really
Like
distressing.
seriously, yeah, it's not a good place for women in India. Is but yeah. Anyways, oh, by the way, for anybody that keeps telling you that, oh, actually, if you look at like the RAPE stats in India compared to other Western countries, if anybody tells you about that and they say like it's actually lower in India, they're full of crap. They don't understand that the way that these what is counted in Western countries as uh, RAPE is different from India, and
Because we have
more of
better
it.
standards that are more holistic, that protect women or just victims, period, more. Yeah.
Yeah. So they are full of crap and they have no idea what they're talking about. And they don't also tell you that most of the crimes in India go unreported. So anybody who tells you that as a way to defend their India, they're not defending India. They're actually making India a worse country. They are a curse to their own country. The people in India who are good for India are the people who acknowledge these problems and actually try to fix it.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of Blasphemy and Sexy Callie, like me, then you need to be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below. Because if you subscribe, we will send you a free copy of our Blasphemous Art ebook. And let me tell you, it is the tastiest blasphemy that you can find anywhere available today. And we are so generous with our blasphemy that we continue to send you more blasphemy every week. So make sure to subscribe, link in the description below.